Before we begin, please keep in mind that the signs discussed in this video are for educational purposes only and should never be used to self-diagnose. If you or someone you know is struggling emotionally, please reach out to a qualified mental health professional for proper support and guidance. Think about the last time you had one of those days where getting out of bed felt almost impossible, where motivation was completely out of reach and you had zero desire to deal with any responsibilities. You just wanted the world to leave you alone. We have all been there. Feeling lazy, drained, and uninspired from time to time is a completely normal human experience. But here's the thing. There is a real and important difference between simply feeling burnt out and actually living with depression. And in a society that constantly glorifies productivity and hustle, many people suffering from depression are quietly dismissed as just being lazy. That misunderstanding can be incredibly damaging. So today, let's walk through 6 clear warning signs that what you are experiencing may be more than just laziness, and why understanding the difference truly matters. Sign 1. You cannot snap out of it. When ordinary laziness strikes, there are usually simple ways to reset: making a to-do list, listening to something motivating, or setting small, achievable goals. These tricks tend to work within a day or two. But depression does not respond to quick fixes. It is not a mindset you can choose to shift or a phase you can power through with enough willpower. Depression is a serious mental health condition that affects brain chemistry, emotional regulation, and physical well-being all at once. People who tell those with depression to just think positive or get over it often make things worse without realizing it. Effective treatment typically requires professional therapy, lifestyle changes, and sometimes medication, and recovery can take months or even longer. Sign 2. Nothing lifts your mood. Most people have go-to activities that help them feel better when they are down. Watching a favorite show, calling a friend, going for a walk, or treating themselves to comfort food. For everyday sadness or stress, these approaches usually provide some relief. With depression, none of that works. The emotional heaviness does not lift no matter what the person tries. Even activities that once brought genuine joy, spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, enjoying meals, no longer feel meaningful. People often describe this as feeling numb, hollow, or like they are watching life from behind a glass wall. They may go through the motions of a normal day while feeling completely empty on the inside. Smiling on the outside while feeling nothing within. If persistent sadness and hopelessness refuse to respond to anything you try, that is a sign worth taking seriously. Sign 3. You have lost interest in almost everything. According to the American Psychological Association, a significantly reduced interest or pleasure in activities is one of the defining hallmarks of a depressive episode. Psychologists call this anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure from things that were once enjoyable. Depression does not just dim interest in one area, it has a way of draining the meaning out of almost everything. Work, school, hobbies, friendships, personal goals, all of it can begin to feel pointless or overwhelming. The person may start withdrawing socially, avoiding people they care about, and spending most of their time isolated. Not out of choice, but because they simply do not have the energy or emotional capacity to do anything else. A widespread, prolonged loss of interest that lasts for weeks is a significant red flag. Sign 4. You can no longer function the way you used to. Everyone goes through periods of reduced productivity, but there is a critical difference between a temporary slump and an ongoing inability to function, and that difference is something mental health professionals pay close attention to. Depression can make even the most basic tasks feel monumental. Showering, preparing food, sending a simple message, or answering a phone call can feel completely out of reach. The person may know these things need to be done and feel deeply guilty for not doing them, yet still be unable to follow through. This is not a lack of character. This is what a serious mental health condition looks like from the inside. If your ability to manage daily responsibilities has declined significantly over weeks or months without a clear external cause, speaking with a mental health professional would be a wise and important next step. Sign 5. There is no obvious reason for how you feel. Section 5. Laziness usually has identifiable roots: burnout, lack of motivation, poor sleep, or a difficult situation you are currently dealing with. Depression, however, does not always follow a clear trigger. It can develop due to a combination of genetic factors, brain chemistry, chronic stress, past trauma, hormonal shifts, and social circumstances, often interacting in ways that are difficult to trace or understand. Crucially, a person can have a stable job, loving relationships, and financial security, and still fall into a severe depressive episode. If you have been feeling persistently low, drained, and disconnected without any obvious explanation, do not dismiss it. The absence of a clear reason does not make the suffering any less real. Sign 6. This is not a choice you are making. This is perhaps the most important distinction of all. Laziness is a behavioral pattern that can, with the right effort and tools, be changed. Depression cannot simply be chosen away. A person living with depression is not deliberately opting out of life or seeking attention. Depression is a condition of the brain, not a reflection of someone's character, willpower, or strength. Clinical research shows that people with depression frequently experience intense guilt and shame because they cannot perform the way they know they should. They are not lazy, they are carrying the invisible weight of a serious illness. Telling them to try harder does not help. It pushes them further into silence and makes it less likely they will reach out for the support they truly need. No one with depression is choosing their condition. So there you have it, 6 important warning signs that go beyond ordinary laziness. You cannot snap out of it. Nothing lifts your mood. You have lost interest in almost everything. Daily functioning has become a struggle. There is no clear reason behind how you feel, and you are not making a choice to be this way. If any of these signs resonated with you, or with someone you care about, please take it seriously and act on it. You do not need to experience all 6 to reach out for help. Even 1 or 2 is reason enough to start that honest conversation with a qualified professional. Seeking support is not a sign of weakness. It is one of the most courageous and self-aware things a person can do. If this video was helpful, please like and share it. It might reach someone who really needs it. The references used in this